So the question is, how do I communicate this with keeping my emotions at bay and respond and not react?
And so does it mean taking yourself through the 4 steps of forgiveness
towards this person, right? And role play it. I would literally give yourself a thing. Or this is like another good example of doing shit over text, right? Hey, I was thinking about it, and earlier when I made this comment and this was your response, I noticed that it isn't the first time I felt sort of shut down. I don't think you ever do this intentionally. And it feels sometimes like when you do, I feel myself pull away from you. And I want to make sure there's space in our relationship for both of us to exist together.
And here are some of the ways that like it might be really helpful for me. And they can choose to respond in that way or not respond in that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they might get angry, they might get upset, or they might say, hey, I hear you.
Yeah.
I understand.
And remember, just because somebody gets upset does not mean you shouldn't have done or said what you did, right? Like, it's very normal. Like, a lot of times we don't like hearing feedback as people. Like, sometimes if someone gives me feedback, I immediately feel reactive too. And then I have to like pull myself out of it and be like, all right, I hear what you're saying. And sometimes that is better done over text. Like,
I was just going to say, sometimes text allows
and that's okay.
for that space.
Yeah, like I feel like it's such like a stigmatized thing, once again, to text. But like, I don't give a shit how you talk as long as you talk.
Right. As long as you get it out, because otherwise there's resentment that's going to build up that might create a wall in your relationship with this person. So if this relationship is really important to you, something to do, acknowledge first how you're feeling. And it sounds like through this you already are, to be able to say, okay, I want to make a decision to forgive this person and I'm going to move forward with forgiving them. And then I'm going to maybe acknowledge where they're coming from in this.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe when they express themselves to a parent or to other people, that was the response that they got. So that's how they learned.
Or maybe they feel really insecure about being 8 years older. Maybe there's stuff about you that brings stuff up for them as well. The fact that like you're sitting here talking about a wrinkle in a cellulite and they have so much more, right? Like I've experienced that before. As someone like in a bigger body, when someone in a smaller body talks about weight gain, I'm like, all right, well, if you think that about yourself, what do you think about me? So it could also be that when you bring these things up, it's bringing something up for them. And part of that is them shutting it down because they can't go there with you.
That makes so much sense.
I'm just saying.
Totally.
There's a possibility.
So once again, and then getting to the point where you can forgive and also set boundaries, that it doesn't mean it's just like, okay, this is fine. But if this relationship is really important to you, to be able to set those boundaries and say, hey, this is how this feels. Is there another way we can communicate about this?